Do you like the offensive accent? Arnold as Cupid was totally not what I was expecting. Based on the title, I thought, okay, I'm getting a Valentine's Day episode, but that's not what I got. In this episode of Hey Arnold, Arnold's neighbor, whose name is Mr. Kikoshki, Oscar Kikoshki, who I think we've seen before in one of the episodes, I'm not sure, but anyway, his wife gets fed up with him because he's constantly taking money, constantly being selfish, just all around being a jerk. And so his wife kicks him out, and he goes door to door, everyone turns him down, but Arnold's too much of a nice guy to really force him out, so Kikoshki forces himself in, and basically just makes himself at home, annoying Arnold. Like, he'll turn off Arnold's alarm, make noise that prevents Arnold from studying or sleeping. He'll invite poker buddies over and bet away Arnold's CD, and Arnold just eventually just gets fed up with him, tries to force the Kikoshkis back together. That doesn't work. Mr. Kikoshki feels sad. He wants to leave. He wants to go home. Not home. He wants to just get out because, like, no one will take him. But Mrs. Kikoshki offers him money, and he says, you know what, don't give it to me, I'll just waste it. And she falls in love with him because he's selfish. And yeah, that's the episode. And, you know, I've been fair with Hey Arnold. I've enjoyed a fair amount of it. So far, like, I found a lot of the stories kind of cliche, but there's always been a fair amount of charm to them, likable characters, good animation, that I'm like, okay, this is kind of predictable, but I'm willing to overlook it. This is the one episode where I just didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I want to be objective, and I apologize for the background noise. I'm kind of recording this on my lunch break. But, yeah, what was this? But yeah, like, it just was a little too mean-spirited for my taste. I mean, we've seen this sort of cliche story before where it's like, character gets kicked out, crashes at someone else's place, character gets fed up with that character, and eventually convinces them to go back and deal with their problem. Like, heck, I just saw that in Star: The Forces of Evil. I'm currently catching up on the show. But this episode just got way too mean-spirited. Like, I mean, first off, it doesn't help that Kikoshki, I mean, I like how Hey Arnold has diversity. Like, you have this apartment, there's all these people of all these different races and backgrounds living together. Like, you have the Vietnamese guy, you have the American guy, and you have what I think is a Russian Jewish stereotype in the form of the Kikoshkis. I could be wrong. And so yeah, he's not only is he ignorant, he is offensive, he steals money, and again, I no doubt that when this episode was being written and conceived by Craig Bartlett and his team, they were no doubt thinking, what could we do that's charming? What could we do to entertain people? They had no intention of annoying their viewers, and they probably thought this was fun, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, again, this episode is too mean-spirited. I mean, they make Kikoshki, I mean, I understand the idea that it's supposed to be he's not bad, he just doesn't know any better, which, again, we have that in Adventure Time with the Ice King, but here it's just way too mean-spirited. Like, I mean, this is a guy who steals French toast from downstairs, turns off Arnold's alarm, rips Arnold's CD player and bets it in a poker game, and he's just constantly a jerk to his wife, deprives Arnold of sleep, and then even when Arnold tries to set them back up, he's just still being just a jerk, dancing one thing, but eating the cupcake, even when he leaves, he's using Arnold's suitcase, and yeah, I mean, he does say something, he does kind of get it, but there's a part, the way he says it, it's almost as if he's just saying, he doesn't have any concept of why what he's saying is good or right. It's just, I mean, there's just been, I'm in a park, there's adorable children right in front of me, but anyway, by that point, the damage has already been done. I'm already fed up with the character, so it's really hard for me to get invested in. And even Arnold kind of gets I'm kind of bugged by, because, I mean, Arnold is in character for a lot of this. I mean, he does try to do the right thing. He tries to keep it together. Gradually, reasonably gets annoyed, hits his breaking point. I think, honestly, Arnold has a lot. I think this is the one time where it's like, okay, it makes sense for Arnold to reach his boiling point here. And yeah, I mean, he gets them back together, but, I mean, it's very selfish. I mean, like, he essentially lies to both people to get them back together, and it's not like it didn't work out. No, he's a freaking butthole. Like, you're forcing two people who are clearly happier on their own, and you're forcing them back into an unhealthy relationship, and it's just, it's just a bad lesson. It's like, yeah, kids, if two people aren't working out and one of them's annoying, you just lie to them and force them back into a relationship. I mean, thankfully it doesn't work. Thankfully they get back because Mr. Kakashi realizes the error of his ways, but still, it feels really contrived. And, again, it just makes Arnold look bad. I mean, why not, instead of forcing him back into the unhealthy relationship, why not just try to find a new room for Mr. Kakashi, or someone who's willing to take him on? Like, someone who's looking to move into an apartment but needs a boarder, or something like that. That would make Arnold look better. Even, it would make Mr. Kakashi look better if Arnold saw Mr. Kakashi getting rejected by everyone, felt bad, and because he's Arnold, and Arnold does the right thing no matter what, he offers him a room, tries to be nice, tries to keep it together, and then eventually snaps. But no, Mr. Kakashi invites himself in. And, I mean, it wasn't a bad episode, no, but this was one that just didn't work for me. I did like seeing the piano still on the roof. That was a fun bit of continuity. And Hey Arnold doesn't do many cutaway gags, and I love the cutaway gag where Kakashi's talking about asking if Arnold's a sweetheart. He says no. And then we just cut to Helga in her shrine closet, just admiring all Arnold's stuff. That was great. And again, like, I don't hate Gerald anymore. I mean, Gerald's perfectly reasonable. And again, it's just, Arnold's done a lot of cliche stories. It's just the cliche story of character moving in and annoying other character. I've never been a fan of it. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, again, I didn't hate it when it was done, Star Wars versus the Force of Evil, but, there's a way to do it funny, like with the Dime episode of SpongeBob. There's a way to do it sweet and heartfelt, but this wasn't it. I mean, I could relate to the end of the episode where the Kakashis get back together. I mean, sometimes me and my girlfriend will... nothing on that level, but there are times where we'll have our differences and then we'll make up, and that was kind of touching. But other than that, nothing really in this episode. Again, just, if I'm breaking down my worst episodes of Arnold, Hey Arnold, that's probably one of them. So, that's all I have to say about this one. What do you think? Are you a fan of this episode, or are you a fan of this episode, and do you not think it's as bad as I'm making it out to be, or do you really like this episode, think it's funny? Comment below and let me know. And next up is the Christmas episode. Really looking forward to that one, which is ironic since it's the middle of summer when I'm recording these. Hopefully that'll be good. Hopefully those 20 minutes will be worth it, and hopefully we'll never see Mr. Kakashi again. Or if we do, hopefully he's in better light and not just continue to be ignorant. That's all I have to say, so until next time, take care.